Okay, so we're now coming up to our last performer of the night. Someone who's come all the way from Canterbury. He started out doing stage performances, and then he moved into spoken word poetry. He's part of Wise Words. He's part of something online called the Kitchen Sessions, which is fantastic. If you have a chance, check it out on YouTube. He's a really personable person. he's full of energy, and you're going to love him. Please put your hands together for Henry Maddicott!
How you doing? Hastings, how you doing, everybody? Is all good? Happy days. See, I've come all the way down from Canterbury today, which is it's not that far, really. Yeah, it's alright. Actually, no, I'm bigging it up. It's fine. So I'm just going to kick things off straight away. We can get to know each other later. I need some help with this. So when I point to you, I want everyone to start joining in with the words. Is that okay? We'll keep it simple. Some of you looking confused and nervous already. I wish I'd go home. But it's going to be good. We're going to get the vibe going in here. If that's all cool. I don't want to pay for beer, I want beer to be free. I don't want to pay for beer, I want beer to be free. I don't want to pay for beer, I want beer to be free. I don't want to pay for justice, I want justice to be free. I don't want to pay for justice, I want justice to be free. I don't want to pay for people, I want people to be free. I don't want to pay for people, I want people to be free. I don't want to pay for freedom, I want freedom to be free. I don't want to pay for freedom, I want freedom to be free. I'll fucking pay for it if I have to. You see, I thought I was free. No shackles grasped my wrists or ankles. I could leave the house when I want to. No one plucked me from my home or peeled the flesh from my skin like I was fruit that didn't belong to them, but there is more than one way to enslave people. You can send them to school and give them an education, indoctrinate their minds so they stop asking questions. You can tell them that their enemy speaks a foreign tongue overseas, but Brexit sounds like newspeak to those of us who read, and you can rewrite your history books to disguise the fact that your victories were built on the back of colonial genocide. You can make them admire you and despise them for it. You can let them buy food, but don't tell them what's in it. Pump them full of chemicals and make them pay the difference. Test products on animals until people become outraged, and then increase the price of products not tested on animals, and then you can tax their moral compass. Ram sexual abuse into every type of advertising there is. Distort bodies like Picasso, make men feel insecure and women feel degraded. Separate our genders, and while you're plastering boobs on every billboard in the land, turn around and tell them that breastfeed is disgusting. Force mothers into shitty piss-filled toilets until they start to believe they might actually be better off suckling from Nestle's tit. Force them to get a job, go to work, get a house, grow old, and then gamble their life savings on the stock exchange. Gamble their pensions on the stock exchange. Gamble everything they hold dear on the stock exchange and get away with it. Condemn a single struggling mother who misses a single tax payment, while offshore havens keep corporations' money from the poor. Give them a phone. Let them buy phones. They were built in sweatshops made out of minerals mined by children in the Congo, but put social media in their pocket to make them feel connected. Stick a map on it. Although they're already hopelessly lost, you can still track their location. Introduce microphones and cameras so you can overhear their conversations, monitor what they watch online, and then sell it back to them. So Facebook and Google, as you're probably already listening, consider this my latest status update. I will no longer tolerate or negate the hatred that you put your... I will no longer... Where is it? Is this the bit where I got all proper into it? Screw it. Compared to you, the older male BBC presenters from back in the day suddenly seem less dodgy. That's one thing I'm going to say about them. I've cocked this up right at the end, haven't I? Sorry. You're the creep we all used to know in school, and you might have friends online, but no one thinks you cool, and you probably watch me rub one out at night, but you're the real wanker, and it won't be long before we put your heads on spikes with all the fucking bangers, so I don't want to pay for freedom, I want freedom to be free. Thank you. What a lovely welcome. This is such a cool location. I found it eventually. I'm a massive hypocrite. I was on my maps all the way here. I tried to I was thinking of this time as I was walking here and I was like, you know what? Don't need a map. I'm a man. Can go out, can find locations. Every time I put my map away I got lost. I walked down every different wrong road you could get in and I was like, oh my phone, I love you. Never leave. I know, right? It's awful. Yeah, I'm just going to change the tone a little bit with a nicer one. I remember holding your hand under the table in art class, year 8. So scared of what would happen if I let go, I learned to draw with my left hand so I wouldn't have to find out. I was never very good at drawing my right hand and no one noticed. I draw you close to me. I was drawing you in close to me, our fingers latticed, like your plaited hair that hangs over a right shoulder as you nibble on split ends. And now we're older. Still holding on, my breath tickles your neck, your hair tickles my nose, chests rise and fall, together we're breathing in time. Believing that if we breathe in enough, we might just make this moment last forever. Or at least another 5 minutes until the alarms go off. I never heard the alarms go off until our breathing became out of time. I had a friend who lost his leg in a skiing accident. When he came out of hospital, he said one of the worst things is that he could still feel an itch in his left foot that was now missing. Maybe that's why I can still feel you there, even though you let go. And now 2 years have gone by. I still can't stop myself looking in that coffee shop window where we used to go. Where we went the first night, the first time we stayed up past the sunrise and couldn't bear to leave each other to go home. I tell myself, I'm not looking for you in that coffee shop window. But then why am I terrified every time I walk by? Is it the thought of seeing you in there? Or the fear of seeing your reflection not next to mine, that I'm standing here alone empty-handed? I never forgave my right hand for taking your palm for granted. He has water and beer. Balanced. I've done this before. Awesome, so the first piece I wrote is a new piece. Probably guessed that by the cock up at the end, but thank you so much for listening. I've never performed it in front of anyone before. And this next piece is also a new piece that has never been performed before. But hey! But yeah, so a lot of what I write, I've come from Canterbury today, but I'm originally from a place called Ludlow in Shropshire. It's like the other side of the country. So yeah, I mean, to me Canterbury's like the big smoke, so I'm from like a proper rural area, and a lot of my writing is based around the place like growing up there. It's a wonderful place. It's like beautiful on the outside, you've got bakeries and like coffee shops and like butchers, it's all lovely and quaint, and then the underside it's got like a really serious gap between poverty and wealth, and like it's got like a huge like drug problem and like a lot of people that grow up and they never leave, so a lot of my writing is based on my experiences growing up there. And this is a new piece I've written about that. He always shone brightest when the sun came out. Always content to dance in a field with a can, some mates and music, wouldn't go home until 2 days later than he should have. Walking down country roads with the dawn to himself and the universe still trapped under his eyelids. With moonlight crystallized under a halo, this angel didn't fall, he jumped. Never one to dread seeing the sunrise after a heavy night. Instead he raises a toast, bows down to the sunlight, lets his broken soul be baptized in the morning fire, a freedom fighter fighting for the right to live this way forever, but forever never seems to last that long. It's only been 4 years, but his past dreams are long gone, still happy when the sun comes out. But only now as he knows how to hang the washing out. Scrubs the house before scrubbing up, then it's off to the pub, out with the lads, lager and kebabs, same routine every day since he got the sack. Laid off. Can't bear to tell his girl who's forced to exhaustion now she works 3 jobs. She gets home and just wants to slob in front of the box, waits for a night out with the girls and a day off, and cringes when they remind her of the time she would dance barefoot through fields on weekdays. Her feet would beat the song of freedom deep into the earth, and I heard she used to paint words of redemption onto walls of council estates, and they fell in love to the bass of the speaker, front left corner by the stage, and they kept on dancing. But it's hard to keep on dancing when the weight of the world mounts your shoulders. He's bored, she's tired, she wants a holiday. Conceived in an airport, she had travelled in her veins, but the faraway look in her eyes has been replaced with a complacent haze. Drinking gin on the sofa, staring caged at the bills until the weekend strikes again. Then it's time to get up, dress up, drink up, cheer up. See them both down the local. A week scrimping save for the getaway, a burnt in a blaze of glory. On a pack of 20 that won't last him their night, and around a sambuca she still pretends she likes. There's no queue for the loo, but there's always a line. A small town struggling, Bonnie and Clyde, and closing time means arguments, with a side of regret and cheesy chips. As she trades her heels for rain-damp streets, imagines grass between her toes instead of broken glass as he staggers and exhales smoke. Raises his head to sing off key and catch a glimpse of the moon, but jealous lamplight blights her beauty from his eyes. And when they get home, they won't make love, but perhaps they might just fuck as they grunt and clutch each other, feel sick from their chips and the nauseous dawn that reminds them Monday lurks around the corner. And she'll blame another nauseous morning on the hangover before it clicks. But for now, let them sleep and dream of a time they had the universe trapped in their eyes. Thank you. Can I just say like a massive, huge, wonderful thank you to the man, the myth, the legend that is Mr. Luke over here. He's put more together, bringing everyone down. And like, not to get all like, emotional, but this has been such a beautiful slam to sit for. I've been to quite a few slams and some of them have been great or less great for other reasons, and he's got like the perfect vibe of like community and supportiveness and still that friendly competitiveness, and everyone's got up here and given it a go, whether they've been doing it for ages or like completely new, and it's just a wonderful mix. And it's just I think you guys got such a great thing going on. I'm going to come down and perform next time. So this next piece, I wrote something a few months ago, but it's about events that happened at Christmas. And I know if anyone dealing with anything, and it's in particular when you're writing about something that's particularly struck you, it can often take a little while for you to kind of process it. And I was wanting to write about this for ages, and then finally I had like a reason. There was like a gig, and I knew I really wanted to perform this, so I finally got around to it. Because nothing like a deadline to like stop you being like, oh, I'm just going to wait for inspiration to like find it at 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, and this is that piece. On the 25th of December, I was reminded that best friends can break your heart as surely as any lover. And lovers can break each other's faces like smashed plates at a Greek wedding. I didn't know how to message you. Until I remembered we once had each other's initials tattooed so that we could be brothers in ink, if not blood. And since spilt blood split us apart, I thought maybe ink could bring us back together again. But as time has drifted, this rift has only grown cavernous. The laughter from our past barely echoes off these hollow walls until the silence sits on my chest like sleep paralysis. So I'll just say it, I miss you, man. But what am I supposed to say to you? I should hate you. I should be apologising to her instead for not being a better friend, even though 2 years ago she pulled me back from an edge of a river. Delivering promises of hope that things will get better, that they have to get better, and I'm still here, so maybe they are. I know I can never hate you as much as you hate yourself, so I gave up on it. I know you must be living in hell. I just want to help, but I can't get through to tell you I'm here if you need to speak, or we can just sit in silence and let the clock ticking talk for us. We can pick up the fragments of broken bombshell that tore us apart and make a mosaic that paints a picture just 4 words like things will get better. I can never forget those old days when we were still just kids, playing at being philosophers and alchemists, mixing iridescent pills and powders, looking to brighten life's leaden complexion, searching for universal truths in the purgatory of morning. Man, we were a mess. We got through it. I guess we didn't realise the extent of the damage. The last time I saw you, we gassed the demons from the grey matter, but you were still haunted. Shrugging ghosts off your shoulders, you said it is what it is. I said it doesn't have to be. Don't you see, this orchestrated catastrophe hurts more than torture, and what's more, I'm forced to watch this self-destructive, sordid debauch because what? Men aren't supposed to talk to, please, just talk to me. Then we shook the haze from behind our eyelids and broke the silence of masculinity. You told me you were afraid of yourself, that you weren't sure you'd survive an attempt as you took a swig from the cannon, the murderous hand that held the blade against your neck as you stood where I'd stood on the brink of that same river before she saved you too. So tell me, is that the reason she's wearing this season's latest bruises now? And if I thought for 1 second that your battered brain was stable, then I wouldn't be writing this. I wouldn't have spared you a second thought, but I guess the truth is harder to face up to. And despite everything that's happened, I know she doesn't want you to die. And my friends, neither do I. So I'll suspend the sentence between margins like washing lines. I know so many of your former friends hung you out to dry. You were the first on the scene when it happened. And the first to make the call as the beast you became faded. The blood from the broken bridge changed her face like stained windows at midnight mass. It was 12:05. No sleigh bells were heard that night. Only 2 types of sirens. Time for like a couple more, I think. So, I wasn't sure whether to read this one, because I don't, no offense, you're lovely, but I don't know you. But I thought, I was trying to go through my pieces and like pick about freedom, and I was thinking, different types of freedom. So I've done like freedom of like forgiving someone, freedom of like, fuck the government. Theresa May, aka treating me and keeping me keen. And then I thought about like sexual freedom. And I thought I've written a few pieces that get a little bit, you know, like. And then I thought, nah, screw that, that's too serious. I'm going to read you the one about like me losing my virginity. We're about to get much closer. We were only 13. Oh. 2 greasy teens on a pull-out bed of broken springs, grinding together our feverish dreams and avoiding the biscuit crumbs. We were only doing what ancestors had been doing since they crawled out of the sea. Though we were young, it felt right, like this was prophecy. Putting down jeans tight like I knew what to do. Never underestimate the power of skinny jeans to ruin a moment. My schoolboy hands clumsily fumbling curiosities in the dark. After several failed attempts, I let you take off your bra, which you do. Smug simplicity like it was easy to execute. Cue me leaning in for a kiss, missing and headbutting your lip. After a brief tense moment, you say it's fine, lean in again, slipping, kneel on my dick. After a few deep breaths, we laugh and agree to take it slow. Next thing I know, you've pulled your clothes off and put the condom on. No time to question where you got that from as you start to guide me down. Both bodies shaking, knowing it's too late to back out. Like lambs to a mutual slaughter. Wait, where is this supposed to go? I'm literally taking a stab in the dark. Oh, how I wish your body had a GPS for like old school explorers. I guess we got there in the end. I wish I could remember how that first life-changing moment felt. But I was too busy thinking about how I was going to describe how this first life-changing moment felt. We were young, we were sweaty, we were hot. I just wish my mates had left the room and weren't still playing Xbox. I mean, it's not like we were being subtle. The broken springs were loudly heralding us with the song of their people. Rhythm was not our forte, even less so than accidentally painful foreplay. Me, like a schoolboy looking for loose change. You, gripping it so tight, I swear it's never looked the same. Get to know each other. So loudly did those springs sing that my mate's sister, who I kind of had like a schoolboy crush on and was like gorgeous and terrifying, barged in and told us to keep the fucking racket down. I'd always imagined candles, smooth music and rose petals. Instead we had like rose selection box wrappers, the glare of a TV and the sound of animated people getting shot in the head. There were 2 types of Call of Duty going on that night, yeah. This might sound gross, but it actually didn't matter. We could have been between rips and box, cotton sheets or little plastic bags on the streets as long as we were somewhere that our horny underage hips could meet. We were just victims of youthful lust, sharpening our teeth on new experiences. I wish I could say we were lost in love, but neither of us had read that chapter yet. Instead, we were just 13. Two greasy teens out of our depth on a broken bed of exploration and not quite what we dreamt of dreams. One more funny one and finish with a political one. If that's all good, do I still have time? Or is this one more piece?
Yeah,
Is that okay? Is that okay? Is everyone still with me? Like, I know poetry's got like a limited shelf life and I am switch up. Okay. So this, yeah, I'm going to do this one and then the next one to like end on a powerful note like we started with. So like, show of hands, who here as a person tries to go around, you know, love everyone as people? Oh wow, I'm like the only one. See, the next spot is like who also fucking hates everyone at times. Like who's got like, especially like one person that as much as you try to like, as much as you try to love everyone, some people are just dicks. This is to like your ex's new partner. This is that person that like crossed you in the street. Obviously, it's got some things that are personal to my experience, but like obviously, like feel that this poem is also yours. Done. Angry him. Not very good at it. You are not a DJ. Just because you spent your dad's money on a set of pioneers, you play music off your laptop, crap downloads, YouTube to MP3 converter, you think your sound is underground, bitch, more like poorly hidden murder. Or your girlfriend feels distance, disconnected in an instant. Telling her she's lucky to have you isn't flattery, now she's plugging into veins to escape domestic battery. And now she's lost. Goes to a rave and wears crop tops and tosses off anyone who's willing to share rocks. As long as she gets hers, she'll get off. She'll get what she wants, then she's off. Which is surprising considering the amount of time she told you she was coming on. Which is surprising considering the amount of time she was coming on to your best mates, but less surprising is the amount of time they were coming around her place, handing out party favours for anyone who's willing to help her escape. The only beats you feel are the overpriced ones on your head. Take them the fuck off and feel the beats inside instead. If not, I'll be beating beats into your face to the beat of 1, 2, 3. Your music is as inspiring as a queef. Oi, Dick Splash, your production is piss poor. You've got a SoundCloud account, a stage name and nothing more. You'll never amount to anything, no integrity especially. You'll never be special in the way you want to be. You listen to hip hop for one day, now you're sporting a bucket hat. You look like a fucking twat. You're not an MC, just work under the golden arches and only get creative when making chicken wraps. If you disagree, I'll be happy for us to sit down and meet. Go and take my number. It's 0121 fucking do one. Your fashion is instantly unfashionable. The speed at which you ruin good times is unfathomable. Your existence on this world is laughable. You call yourself a hipster, but you're only unique when you're gyrating in a sewer when you're hipster shit. Try to shake the shit's hand, but mate, you don't know shit. Sniff the shit you're at, try to fuck it, fucked you back, gave you the clap. And that's the closest you'll ever get to applause. You spunk, trumpet, fuck, nugget, dick splash, and mouldy crumpet. Grandmother, lick a scab, pick a scallywag, and funk a slicker now. I don't say this lightly. I believe in loving every living organism that exists on this world. But you do not fall into this category. You are just a cyst on existence, a blister that won't heal, that aggravates with persistence. You ruin a good pair of shoes. No, these words I say are not designed to be rude. This is actually quite a polite description of you. For you are the reasons hurricanes have namesakes. You make the world want to swallow itself in an earthquake. Tsunamis of the ocean avoiding your birthday. I've written too many pointless pages about you. You clutter up my room. You're a waste of trees, a waste of care, a waste of paper, a waste of air. You sneak into people's houses and steal socks so no one can find a matching pair. I hope your dreams turn into smoke and you choke on them. Mate, I heard you got 2 faces and I hate both of them. Sorry for lowering the tone. You've been absolutely incredible and wonderful. I can't wait to come back down here again. Obviously, you're all invited up to Canterbury. We'll have a sleep over, it'll be great. Have some devs, hang out, say poetry, chill out, have a good time. So yeah, obviously you're welcome. Come stay at mine. Sleep on the floor, you're all right. So I'm going to finish the last one, and this one's got a little bit of audience participation in again. It comes towards the end this time. I'm going to let you know what the words are now, because it's a bit longer. So at some point near the end of the poem, I'm going to say, because we fight only with love, I want everyone to say, and we kill only hate with kindness. Is that okay? Yeah. Can we try that? Because we fight only with love, and we kill only hate with kindness. Amazing. He flicked his cigarette at the mess that was the world he saw, spat gasoline and watched the flames about him roar louder than a lion, stealthier than a snake. He couldn't find tears to cry, so laughed, bit his tongue till they flowed for the sake of appearances, took a step back into repressed havoc and walked away. The ice caps melted quicker than sugar on frosted flakes. Deaf to the sound of people screaming who'd been selectively blind to the sight of the world bleeding for too long, he watched them gouge their sightless eyes. On a mission of necessary evil, salt the ground, burn the neck of the hydra, kick them once more to make sure they stay down. This is how you deal with parasites. Spray with insecticide, mercy killing, assisted suicide to a world that had given up and wanted to die. Making it rain money just fed the flames. But wanting to die, making it rain money started the blaze. Suits hung their heads in shame before hanging their necks by their ties, choking on a polluted hotbox atmosphere, choking fish with oil and plastic bags, melting with the bankers and plastic slags jump ship. Save only art. In the belly of a whale, he found a Tesco shopping trolley and a copy of today's paper. On the front cover, he saw women and children trampled in the stampede of mass panic. He saw the milk of human kindness on the inner thigh of another statistic. Victims torn apart like briskets, left in the brush and the thicket of a back alley district like knock, knock, knock on the door, like dot, dot, dot. Is that gunshot in the distance? Or just a pause for ellipsis? To elicit a response to the vicious. Instead of silence and crickets, open your eyes and can't miss it. Discarded, dirty dishes left in the sink for 6 months before they knew she was missing. This is not the actions of humans, just cold-blooded lizards, addicted to Ritalin, riddled in prescriptions it's written in, like people admitted in, like breakfast like cinnamon, like coldness in blizzards, and they told us believe in him. But these dragons have got their greedy talons in all of our minds. From the day that we're born, they'll try to shape us like clay. Here, son. Kick this ball and shoot this gun. Grow up unable to express yourself until you turn into a sack of aggressive, repressed flesh, watching butterflies on the outside from behind bars. Here, daughter. Wear this dress in pink and practice looking pretty and play with dolls so you can grow up into desired flesh. And learn your place at second. There's only madness in this method. Never colour outside the lines, and 2 + 2 is always 5. If you disagree, you'll have to walk the streets and stalk him, smoking cigarettes in boredom, get caught stealing a loaf of bread, press charges, force you under arrest with politicians, keep their sickened, twisted distance from the underloved and poverty-stricken, stealing millions from the poor and keeping it. Like Robin Hood robbing, leaving single parents sobbing, never show their true colours like chameleons. Get given millions more by dictatorships who support torture and advocate stoning for loving the wrong body who next year they'll be at war with. Start wars in our name and bring about the apocalypse. It starts with politics, partnerships with devils in darkness and full eclipse. He was the master of his own abyss. Bend paper spines to open minds, climb out of it. Rise out of the ashes like a phoenix, but keep the fire burning in your heart and stomach. New directions pushing forward to realise we are all different, but we are all one. Different blood, same veins, different thoughts, same brains, different multicoloured fibres in the fabric of life. You see, the world needs to be set alight. But the fire that burns hottest is the one inside. It's to have to believe that we can be the gasoline that spreads it. Just watch the system quake in fear when it sees we learnt the secret and stop fighting each other on the streets and put aside our differences. We will march and we will sing. We will carry those unable to walk, because in this war, no one gets left behind. And no one need die, because we fight only with love and we kill only hate with the kindness. I said we fight only with love and we kill only hate with the kindness. We live in a spinning mass of rock and lava somewhere in the universe. Let's look after it. He opened his heart to the mess that was the world he saw, poured out his love and watched the flames about him dance and sing and a fucking roar. Thank you very much.